Hey, how you doing? This is Diesel with Jeep Style. These nuts in the house. And we got a fun little job here, and it has nothing to do with suspension or the flex ramp. Nope, it has to do with the chick with a dick. That's right, it has to do with the tranny. So, with that said, this is a 42 RLE. It's the common transmission in a TJ, an LJ, and the number one problem, I'm saying that, I might be pulling it out of my ass, but like all the work that I do, it's a pretty big problem is this valve block. So a lot of transmission shops, you'll get a code of this valve block in your tranny, and several codes associated with it, and your tranny will go into the limp mode. What limp mode is basically your transmission goes into second gear. So it takes off slow, and it's probably not going to go over 30 miles an hour. It's not going to shift. It's going to stay in second gear. And you take it to a tranny shop or automotive repair shop, and they're going to want to take the transmission out and replace it, and that's going to get expensive. So if you do have some mechanical ability and you run the codes, and it's any kind of a shifter code, incorrect gear ratio code, or something that might be associated with the valve block, go ahead and take the pan off. Take the pan off and inspect it. If it's clean, this pan is super clean. There is absolutely zero signs of internal transmission breakage or internal transmission wear as far as your clutches starting to give out. The fluid looked good. It didn't look burnt. You can see the transmission super clean, no issues. So we go to replacing this block. The reason why a lot of people don't replace this block is because if you go to your local parts house, it really seems I've had to replace this block a couple times. A customer of mine is a great Jeeper, and you can reach out to him. His name's Chuck Green. So that's the last one I did, and I told him it was this because he was thinking he's going to need a transmission. So we changed it. A couple days later, it started doing the same thing. He's like, Diesel, man, I think we need a transmission. I'm like, no, we need to put another one of those valve blocks in there. And of course, you kind of get a little suspicious. That's those S words, I think. Suspicious, suspific, spiffy-rific. Anyways, but it worked. It worked, and it's been working for like 2 years now. And it's a lot better for an under $1,000 repair than putting a remanufactured unit in it, which could run up $2,500 to $4,000 for the repair when this was the only thing wrong with it. So limp mode is the way your transmission protects itself. It goes into second gear, so it really makes it so it's hard to drive it anywhere, so you can go get it looked at. The second thing is the check engine light. Check the check engine light, and if it, and you can Google the information or actual look at the code, and it will tell you if this could be the culprit. If it is, you already have the pan off. Dropping the valve body is really not that difficult. You just got to take your time. There's 2 connectors on each side that you have to release, and the big thing is the shifter. You have to, it's a 12 millimeter socket, or 13 millimeter socket, or a 1/2 inch. You need to take the shifter linkage off, and you need to spin this all the way down to low gear. Because if you don't, it's not going to want to come out. The shifter here is going to get caught up there, and it's not going to want to come down. So 2 connectors, shift it in the low range, and then you take all the bolts out that are use of that mysterious 10 millimeter socket. So we're going to get those off after we remove the filter. A little bit of pressure on the pry bar, and that whole unit will drop down. Once we get it down, there are a couple Torx heads bolts that are going to hold this in. We're going to take that off, and basically that comes off. The new one pops on. And it really is a job that you could do at home. You just have to be patient. It's fairly easy. You just have to be patient and don't get aggressive with anything, especially the connectors and this shifter. So that's it. So yeah, a couple of little cool things, and you know, we're not just cutting crap and welding stuff back on. We're actually a full blown Jeep shop where we do rear end gears, front end, transfer cases. We do transmission repairs. We do put certified remanufactured units in it if the actual transmission is bad. We don't actually rebuild them here, but check engine lights, water pumps. So this is a full service garage here at Stacked Off-Road. This is Diesel. Just you know, helping out my Jeepers out there, save a little money and not waste money. So this is transmission little shifter block video. I hope you enjoyed it. All right.